Okay guys, today we're doing a little video on the replacement of the start stop engine button on a RangeRover Sport. This is a 2013 model, 2012 and a half, but delivered in 2013. And instead of just changing the whole switch like is already been done online, we're going to be changing just the start stop button. Bought this out of China for about $18, delivered into Australia, and we're going to swap that out into the new switch. So hope you enjoy it. So we're going to remove the switch first, and what we're going to use is a little Delrin plastic tool, a little trim tool. So we've got to get down, be careful that we don't damage the crash pad, but we're getting underneath that bottom lip and we're just pulling that back up. And you see that it just pops out like that, right? So just remove the switch itself. Now it's got a little wiring harness on it, so we just need to pop that out. It's got a little clip in here, so it just pulls out. And then we want to be careful that we don't lose the wiring harness, and I'll show you a little trick there to stop that, because we don't want to lose it down the hole there. So we just got to pop that connector out. As you see, it just pulls off. Put that aside, and I'm just going to grab a cable tie here and just feed that through the wires, just to stop that from dropping back in the hole. That's it. Now we're going to pull the switch apart, and I'll show you how to do that on the bench.
Oh yeah.
I can chop that out, it's alright. Anyway, alright, so now we're going to remove this white cap from the switch. So what I've done, just to give myself some orientation of where this white cap goes later on, where there's these three ribs on the chromed housing, that orientates the switch into the crash pad. I've just put some black marks on the white part, and also be aware, these little spring clips, they're going to fall away, so they're just held in there and they retain the actual switch into the crash pad. So starting at this top part here, basically going to push this chrome section down and lift this white section back over the top of this chrome clip. There's actually three of these clips, one here, one around here, one around here. So we're working our way around, unclipping them to remove this white housing off the back of the switch. So I'm just going to come down on the bench here, just to give myself some support. So pushing down, and then with my fingers, I'm actually pushing the white part back. So I'm going to push this down and get this over. There we go, it's starting to come off now. It's a little bit fiddly, take it slow. So I've got that one off. Go around to the next one. Pushing down, getting that started. Keep working away at it. You want to be firm but gentle. You can't quite get that one going yet. Start on the next one. So again, just trying to push that off here. One's starting to move again. You can see I'm damaging that chrome around this area here a little bit, but it's not cosmetic at all, not functional. Now you can see the little screwdrivers we're using here, they're like the watchmaker screwdrivers. Oh, there she goes. So she's all popped out. As I said, be aware of these little clips, they're just sitting in there, so there's three of those. 1, 2 and 3. And there's the PCB with the push button switches on there. So then so just put that aside for a moment. The next operation is to just push this start stop button out. So you'll see on here and here and here, there's three little notches. You can see that better on the new switch. You can see those little notches on this new switch. there, and there. They clip into those little spots there, so just need to put a bit of gentle pressure on the front of the switch and then pop them. I might use a smaller one there. Just pop those in, keep the pressure on there. There we go. So as soon as I levered that up a little bit, the switch popped out. So now the switch actually has some ribs on it to guide it into the chrome part. So just keeping aware of that orientation, because we want to make sure that we want to get the button the right way around. So as I said, we had here the 3 up the top there, and if you notice where the start stop button will line up, so that it all lines up in the right spot. So, and there we go, that's how it sits. So it starts at the top, lines up with the 3 there. So we're just removing that and putting that aside. While we're here, we'll just have a quick look at that. You can see how the paint's just worn away from that area, creating basically a smudged start-stop engine situation. So, and we've got this new switch. You can see it's been painted all around, hoping the illumination will still light up nice and red through there. And we'll give that a go, we'll give that a bit of a whirl. So we'll take the housing again, and again just lining that up the top there. There you go, how that sits there. Just push it gently all the way in. Yep. Make sure it operates relatively freely, so because at the end the 2 push buttons here have to hold in the right spot. So now we've got to find that orientation again. There's those 3 there, there's those 3 there. Now we've got to be mindful before we push this all the way home that we've got to fit these 3 back in. Now they've got little hooks on them, and they hook onto the back of the housing in those 3 locations. So I might just grab a rubber band and just put them in those places while we're doing it, so just to hold us in place. Otherwise we'll need 3 hands. So, okay, I've taken a rubber band and I've just looped that around the switch there, and then taking the little spring clips, just feeding it underneath that, just to give us a little bit of pressure to hold them in place, because otherwise you basically need 3 hands to do this job. So I've got one here already fitted up, the other 2, there's one there, and there's one there. So again, coming back to that orientation with those 3 ribs on top, and taking this back housing switch that we have here and lining those 3 lines that we put on it previously, just lining that all up. And just guiding those ribs into the right spot. It's a bit. There we go. Now she's sliding on. It's captured those 3 springs there, so we'll get rid of that rubber band, so we've got that out of the way, and then finally just push it home, making sure she's all seated. Check that that operates, so we can see that that's pushing in and out quite easily now. These are all lined up, spring clips are in position, they're held by the back case, not falling out. So, ready to fit it back into the car and give it a test. Righto, so we're back inside the car now. Just basically got to make sure we grab that, take that cable tie back out and drop that on the side. Now there is an orientation you'll see on the key here, so you can't get it wrong. Just put those 2 together and push them all the way home, and we're there. So, and while we've got it out, we might as well just give it a quick test. So I haven't actually got my foot on the brake yet, so just going to start the ignition up. There she goes, the ignition's all fired up. If I put my foot on the brake, you'll hear the engine start up. So we're all good. And again, we'll just switch it off again. So we know that that all works. Basically all we need to do now is just align those 3 ribs to that cutout in the crash pad, and just press it firmly home. There we go, we've got our new stop start button. So I'll take another quick photo of illumination just to see how it looks and how it compares, but I think you'll see that it's a good result. Cheap, and we didn't have to replace the whole switch, we just had to change the button. So thanks for watching. Hope I've given some more information on how to do these things. Thanks. Bye. So you can see there, so I just switched the lights on to see the illumination. There you go, you can see the backlighting. It's the same as the original because it's using the same red LEDs. It's probably not as bright as it used to be, but I think it's quite visible. So I think overall, great result. Thanks.